A very good evening and welcome to Prime TV News, coming to you live and direct from the Prime TV studios with me, Abrar Abid. Now, before we go into our stories in detail, let's take a look at our headlines. The Met Department forecasts over 150 millimeters of rain in many parts of the country. More than 2,000 people are affected by the prevailing inclement weather. 200 houses submerged and 2 died due to earth slips following heavy rains. GCE O-level examination begins tomorrow. The President returns following a successful Indian tour. Protesters in India demand police that the men accused of raping and murdering a young woman be handed over to them. In our lead story, the Met Department says that many areas of the country will get more than 150 millimeters of rain today. There is a danger of heavy rains, strong winds, lightning and thunder. The Disaster Management Center says that more than 2,000 people have been affected by the inclement weather. They are being provided with necessary assistance. Several areas of the country are experiencing heavy rains. The Met Department said Vayambar, Sabaragamuwa, Western and Central provinces and Mana, Anuradhapura and Badulla districts will get more than 150 millimeters of rain. Certain areas of other provinces will experience more than 100 millimeters of rain. The highest rainfall of 171 millimeters has been recorded from Aggalavatta area in Kalutara by 8:30 a.m. today. The Met Department said Noorelia, Dharawaya, Matara, Mulatiyana and Ratnapura, Valebara received more than 130 millimeters of heavy rains. The Disaster Management Center said that landslide warnings issued to certain areas will continue. Meanwhile, 2 persons died when an earth mound collapsed on a house at Noorelia, Padiyapalalla, Malapattava area. There had been 4 people inside the house when the incident occurred last night. Following search operations, 2 bodies have been found this afternoon. Troops of the Central Brigade Headquarters, Sinha Regiment and Rifle Brigade have joined the rescue operation. Badulla Passara Road have been temporarily closed as an earth mound has collapsed on the road at Uri area. Police said about 500 meters of road is covered with soil. Police have requested the motorists to use alternate routes due to a landslide danger at the Modara area on Badulla Colombo Road. Due to the overflowing of Kumbichin Kulama tank, many areas in Anuradhapura, including Kadapanaha area, have gone underwater. Transport on Anuradhapura Colombo Puttalama was hampered due to submerging of the road at several places. Meanwhile, 10 sluice gates of Rajanganaya Reservoir were opened. Engineers in charge of the reservoir requested the people living in low-lying areas to be vigilant. 25 houses have submerged at Norwood area due to the overflowing of Kesel Gamuoya, which provides water to Castle Ray Reservoir. Our reporter said about 200 houses have gone underwater at Kurnagala town, Bamanavala, Vilgoda and Alutmal Kaduava. More than 1,000 acres of paddy have been destroyed due to heavy rains in the Vavuniya district. Paddy fields at Vavuniya, Settikulama, Omanda, Mahakumbuk Gollava and Poonava are still underwater. A tree has collapsed on the main road in front of Dambulla Court, obstructing the traffic movement. It has also damaged telephone lines and electric cables. Transport was obstructed when a tree collapsed on high-tension electric lines near Polgodala water pumping station on Kandy Vattegaman Road. Earth mounds have collapsed at Teldania, Vathalava area on Mahyanganaya Kandy Road, obstructing traffic on the route. Several vegetable cultivations have submerged due to the overflowing of Umaoya. Transport on Valimada over Paranagama, Urupus Salava roads have also been affected. In more local news, the GCE Ordinary Level Examination will commence tomorrow and 717,000 candidates will sit for the exam this year. The exam is set to commence at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, and the Department of Examinations requests the candidates to arrive at the examination centres half an hour before the exam. If any candidate hasn't received their admission for the exam, they can take a printout of the copy of the admission card through the official website of the exams department, www.doenets.lk. The department requests candidates to call 1911 on any issues regarding the exam. The exam will conclude on the 12th of this month. Steps have been taken to allow candidates to sit for the exam at the closest examination centre if necessary. Commissioner General of Examinations Sanat Pujata said that this decision was taken due to the prevailing adverse weather conditions. In more news at home, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa returned to the island yesterday after a successful tour in India, which marked a new beginning between the two countries. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa visited India as his first official foreign tour on an invitation from Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The president's delegation, which was limited to only 10, returned to the country last night. During the Indian visit of the president, bilateral talks took place with high-ranking Indian officials, including Indian President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Indian president also hosted a dinner to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The president met a friend who underwent training in the same camp when he underwent training as a military officer in India. It was Indian State Minister for Transport and Highways, Dr. General V.K. Singh. The meeting took place with another 15 military officers who have retired now, brought back many fond memories in the past. Most of them have worked in Sri Lanka as officers in the Indian peacekeeping force. That meeting ended with renewing friendships with old friends in the past. Meanwhile, a mango sapling was planted at the premises of the Sri Lankan High Commission in India to mark the president's Indian tour. The president exchanged views with High Commission officials and pointed out the need to perform duties to enhance cooperation between India and Sri Lanka. In more local news, Director General of the Asian region of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in China, Wu Zhanghu, met Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Temple Trees. Wu Zhanghu was a former ambassador to Sri Lanka, present Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Sheng Zhuwan, former Minister Professor G.L. Piris and Prime Minister's Secretary Gamini Senarath were present at the meeting. In more news at home, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that police should only look in whether garbage disposal is taking place properly and coordinate the process. The Prime Minister attended to an almsgiving that took place at the residence of former Defence Minister General Anuruddha Ratwata at Mahiyava in Kandy in connection with his 8th death anniversary. Speaking to media after the religious function, the Prime Minister pointed out that local bodies such as urban councils and Pradesha Sabhas are entrusted with the responsibility of keeping the environment clean. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa paid his last respects this afternoon to Chief Sangha Nayaka of Matara Hambantota, Venerable Talava Nandasiri Thero. In more local news, Speaker Karu Jayasuriya says that the country needs politics of gentlemen instead of politics for power. He was speaking during a function at Ambalangoda. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya said that the previous election was very peaceful. The time has come for a change in the country. He said that public should be able to speak to the parliamentarians without any fear and suspicion. The Speaker said he advises the young MPs to keep their hands clean when leaving the Parliament one day similar to the day they entered Parliament. He added that if that happens, this country can be changed in a big way. In more local news, today is World AIDS Day. This year, the World AIDS Day is marked under the theme A Change Through Communities. The World Health Organization says that there are 37.9 million HIV/AIDS affected persons in the world. AIDS weakens the immune system of the body, making the individuals vulnerable to be infected with diseases. Health authorities say that there are nearly 3,500 HIV/AIDS patients in the country. Sri Lanka was recently recognized with an international award for eliminating transmission of HIV from mother to child. And that is all the news for today. Do join us again next week. Do join us again tomorrow for the very latest for the Prime TV News team. I'm Abrar Abid. A very good evening and take care.